have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions? Like you're busy all the time, but for some reason you're not really getting anywhere? Well, what if the answer wasn't doing more, but instead doing things differently? Today, I'm going to share with you 8 simple but powerful ideas from ancient Japanese wisdom that can help you live a more intentional, meaningful life and help you achieve your goals with less stress and less worry. Welcome to Change Made Easy. Changing your habits, routines, and behaviors is hard. We make it easy. I'm Paul Leviton. I help high achievers like you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Traditional self-help doesn't work because it's either too rigid, too generic, or too overwhelming. My approach is different. I simplify change by making it so easy it can't not happen. Using my easier framework, I'll help you create habits, routines, and behaviors that stick so you can stop struggling and start thriving. It's that easy. The other day I was scrolling on Facebook. I know, bad habit, but I came across a post in one of those rare times where the algorithm actually did something right. This one really hit home for me. It was a list of 8 ancient Japanese concepts, each one a simple word but packed with a ton of wisdom. And these aren't just feel-good quotes. They're practical ideas that you can apply today to live better, feel better, and show up better for yourself. From how to manage your mindset to your food and your finances, these small reminders can change how you go through your day in a meaningful way. And I'm going to break each one down for you today and also share how they connect with changing your habits, your mindsets, and your behaviors so that you can implement this ancient wisdom with whatever you're trying to work on or improve today. Mark Twain once said, "There's no such thing as an original idea." Or maybe someone else said it. Probably it's been said before him too. The point is that with 8 billion people currently alive on this planet, and billions more who have already come and gone over thousands of generations, when it comes to ideas, it's all probably been said, and it's all been done. Most modern wisdom is just repackaged, regurgitated versions of something someone much wiser said 100 or maybe even 1,000 years ago. And that's why I personally love studying ancient religions, cultures, and traditions. A lot of people talk about Stoicism these days. A lot thanks to Ryan Holiday and some other thought leaders who have really popularized this philosophy over the last decade. And Stoicism is great. I have learned a lot from Stoicism. I love reading Stoicism books and learning from great Stoic wisdom. But what's been equally, if not more impactful for me as a person, as well as my work here on this podcast and as a coach, has been learning about ancient Japanese culture and wisdom. Zen Buddhism changed my life, for sure. But Buddhism as a religion has a lot of connotations that come along with it, and I understand why some people might struggle to get deep into it, especially here in the West. Maybe it doesn't align with your culture or your religion or how you were raised. But without getting into religion, you can still learn a lot from these ancient cultures. America is barely a few hundred years old, and that's an infant as far as nations go. But go halfway around the world, and there are Asian cultures that have been thriving for thousands of years, hundreds of generations. And in that time, they've amassed a lot of wisdom that they have to share with us. In my phone, I actually keep a note of words that I hear that I like in other languages. Because you might not know this, but English isn't the only language out there. And a lot of other languages have interesting words that have no direct translation into English. And a lot of times these are words that have a more complex meaning than a single English word would tend to. So for instance, in ancient Greek, there's a word called eudaimonia. And eudaimonia basically translates to a state of well-being or pursuing the highest level of happiness and wellness. So I hear a word like that. I love that. So eudaimonia. So I write that down in the little note on my phone. So I have a list of Greek words like that, but I also have a list of Japanese words. And the other day I was on social media and I came across a post that was sharing 8 Japanese words, some of which were in my note, but some I had never heard before. But all of them were extremely insightful, and I want to share them with you here today. So the first Japanese word is Ikigai. If you've heard any of these words before, chances are this is probably the one you have the best chance of having heard, because Ikigai has gained a lot of popularity in the West over the last decade. There's books, podcasts, TED Talks, all dedicated to Ikigai. Ikigai, Ikigai. And Ikigai translates to basically your purpose. It is your reason for being and for getting up in the morning. Specifically, it is the sweet spot where your passion, your strengths, and what you can do for the world all overlap. So it's what you want to do, what you're capable of doing, what you're good at, and what you can get paid for and what fulfills you. Where that diagram or where that Venn diagram overlaps with all of those different pieces, that is your Ikigai. So for me, podcasting or speaking in general is my Ikigai. I'm good at it. At least I like to think so. I enjoy it. It's beneficial for others as well as me. Again, at least I like to think so, and I hope you agree. It's something that I can make money at. It's something that the world values. It's something that I get empowered by being able to do. It's not a job that I have to go into just to make a paycheck. It's something that I want to do, and it's something that ideally the world wants for me. And that's why I'm so passionate about doing this. So if you've ever felt unmotivated or lost, the Ikigai might be the missing piece. It's not about just chasing some random goal or chasing a paycheck. It's about finding your reason for being, that sweet spot where everything connects. And it makes sense why people would seek this. It really is the ultimate state of being. It's the flow state. It's Zen. I'm sure you've heard the saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But that's only the case if you're working on your Ikigai. So the second word, and this one was really impactful for me when I first learned it, is called Kaizen. 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 And Kaizen is the state of continual, moderate improvements. Basically, small steps forward every day. You don't have to change everything overnight. It is the focus on getting just 1% better day over day, week over week, year over year. And this technique was actually created by a Japanese auto manufacturer in the 40s. And then it was popularized when they shared it with the world as a business and life-building technique. Similar to here in the West and the revolution of the Ford Motor Company when they created the assembly line and how that really changed everything. In Japan, the focus on Kaizen, or small continual improvements, led to the Japanese auto manufacturing boom and Japanese auto manufacturers becoming the highest level of auto manufacturers over the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. So whether it's building a habit, improving your fitness, growing your business, the mindset of Kaizen, small continual improvement, it keeps you from burning out and it also keeps you from giving up. And this allows you to stay consistent long enough to make progress towards your goals. You don't have to do everything today. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, literally or figuratively. All you have to do is keep working on these small improvements over time. The next term is called Hara Hachi-bu. Hara Hachi-bu. This is one that I actually learned as a nutrition coach because it literally translates to eating until you're 80% full. Basically, the concept is eat till you're full, but not too full. Content, but not stuffed. And it's simple, but powerful, both as a nutritional concept and in life. Because most people eat until they're stuffed, especially in the West. And then they wonder why they're tired, they're sluggish, they're bloated, or overweight and sick. Eating mindfully and stopping a little bit before you're too full gives your body time to catch up. It allows your brain to realize, okay, my stomach is actually full. And that's how we stop ourselves from overeating in the long term. And many people credit this practice to be one of the reasons why people in Japan tend to be healthier overall than their Western counterparts, especially in the areas that we know as blue zones, where people tend to live longer, fuller, healthier, happier lives. But again, this is an analogy bigger than just eating. Being content with what you have rather than seeking more. Especially in the West, in America, we have this mindset of more is always better. More money is good. More working out, more this, more that. But there's a level of contentness that comes from this. Hari Hachibu. It's okay. 80% is enough. And I think that you'll find in most areas of your life, again, whether it's business, fitness, or anywhere else, 80% is good enough. Getting most of the way there is good enough. You don't need to stuff yourself. Just have enough to be content. The next word, I'd never heard this one before, but my ears kind of perked up when I read it. And it's ganbaru. Ganbaru. It simply means do your best and be patient with the results. I mean, this sums up all of life success in one word. It doesn't matter what you want. Ganbaru. Do your best and be patient with the results. If you do that, you will win eventually. In a world of instant results and instant gratification, patience is literally a superpower. And in a life where you want to succeed automatically, sometimes all you can do is all you can do. And when you fight back against those natural impulses to want everything faster and faster, you are rewarded. Ganbaru, be patient with the results. Don't just quit because it's not happening fast enough, because it's not happening on the timeline that you would want. Show up and do the best that you can with the situation that you have available. It's trusting the process. And anyone who's ever been successful in any area of life, if you peel back the layers enough times, you will eventually come to this fundamental rule at the center of why they are successful. The fifth word is one of my all-time favorites, and not just because it sounds cool and it rhymes. Wabi-Sabi. Wabi-Sabi is the art of finding beauty in imperfection. And so many people get stuck because they're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan. They want it to all go perfectly. They want the results to come as perfectly as they had imagined. But as you know, that's a farce. Perfection doesn't exist. Nothing is perfect. I'm not, and you sure aren't either. And your messy progress still is progress. And, lucky for you, me, and our imperfections, the messy progress is also exactly where growth happens. So when we embrace Wabi-Sabi, we actually see the beauty in the imperfection because it is exactly what's needed to allow us to move forward. If we're always looking for perfection, we stay stuck and we actually don't get anything out of it. So when you can have something and you can mess up, when you can fail, when you can do it sloppy, when you can do it ugly, when you can do it scared, and you can embrace that and see that there's beauty in that, that is Wabi-Sabi. Word 6 is kakibo. Kakeibo, kakibo, which refers to making a budget and tracking your spending. This is so important because money stress is real. It affects everything you do, from your sleep to your focus to your motivation. So simply creating a plan for your finances can give you peace of mind and more control over your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just being aware of your spending is a powerful first step. I personally don't let money rule my life, but it would be silly to say that money isn't important. I mean, the majority of divorces happen because of money. Money can tear families apart. And on the other side of that coin, when you have your finances in order, you aren't problem-free, but you do have one less major stress weighing you down. And going back to harahichibu, or eating until 80% full, kakeibo, making a budget, is also not just about money. Having a plan makes everything in life easier, whether it's a business plan, whether it's a relationship plan. When you're not just winging it, it takes a level of stress off. When you have a guideline, you don't have to follow it exactly. It doesn't have to be every specific detail laid out, but having a light guideline will take stress off and allow you to focus on the things that actually need your attention. The next word is not one I'd ever heard, but it's a concept that I have embraced in my life, and that is shoshin, to keep a beginner's mind. This is another one of those common threads of success that all of the most successful people share. Anyone who's successful, again, in any area, an athlete, a musician, a startup person, a politician, they all know and accept and are proud of how little they know. The people who are most successful are lifelong learners. You'll never hear someone who is truly successful in life say, "I know all there is to know about my subject." Because successful people understand that the world is large and time is long, and we are just a tiny speck in all of it. And when you have a beginner's mindset, you have the most important thing of all, and that is curiosity. And that's how you stay open to learning, and you avoid the trap of thinking, well, I've already tried that and that didn't work. Paradoxically, by embracing how little you know and being okay with being a lifelong learner, it actually makes you more equipped than someone who feels they know everything. And the last word, I really love this one, is Shinrin Yoku. Shinrin Yoku, which literally means forest bathing. And I've heard the term forest bathing a few times, but I never heard the Japanese term for it. And every time I hear forest bathing, it just makes me smile. It literally means spending time in nature, and not for fitness or hiking or walking while you scroll Instagram, literally being in nature for no other reason than to commune with nature and for nature's sake. Because all ancient philosophies, all ancient religions will tell you that nature is healing. We know this at a deep human level. We are part of nature, and we should spend time in and surrounded by nature, especially if you're like me and you live in a city that's full of gray blocks and gray bricks everywhere. We need to take deliberate time to get out in the green and the blue and the leaves and the water and the mountains. And I know, as well as you might, if you've ever gone to a national park or a really cool natural area, that there's something about nature that just leaves you with a sense of awe. And the cool thing is, there's science to back this up. Being outside, being in green spaces, it lowers your stress hormones, it boosts your mood, among a lot of other positive benefits. The sense of awe we get when we see something like a big waterfall or a vast mountain or even the redwoods of North America, it's something that we can't quantify, but all humans experience it in the same way. And it's something that we all deserve to have and makes us better as people. So when you're overwhelmed, when you're feeling stuck, get outside, go for a walk, sit in the grass, touch the earth. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, it can actually change your physiology and change your literal mood. So those are the 8 Japanese concepts that I think you should know, and more importantly, that you can use and implement to start making change easier in your life. To recap them quickly, Ikigai is find your purpose. What do you like? What can you do? What are you good at? And what can you get paid for? Kaizen, continuous improvement a little every day. We're not reinventing the wheel. Slow, continuous improvement. Hara Hachibu, listen to your body and stop when 80% full. This is true at meals, but it's also true in a lot of our other pursuits for goals. Ganbaru, be patient and do your best. Enough said. Wabi-Sabi, embrace imperfection. Learn to see the beauty in mistakes, the beauty in failure. Kakibo, budget your money. Plan for how you're going to use your finances and plan for how you're going to use your time. Shoshin, stay curious. And Shinrin Yoku, forest bathing. Get outside into the wonders of nature and use that to recharge your body and your mind. So my action step for you this week, pick just one of those 8 words and try to embody it. Keep it top of mind. Maybe set the word as a screensaver on your phone or put a sticky note on your laptop. Give it a week to ponder on this word and see how you feel. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. Just take one small step. If this episode gave you something to think about, share it with a friend or tag me on social. I love to know which of these words stood out most to you.